Okay, once again, good evening, everyone. This is Vivek Prakash, and I welcome you all to this webinar. Thank you very much for joining on time and also for your patience. We all were hired for our technical skills. In my 20 years of experience, hardly any company I have seen recruiting a trainee project manager. Even the management trainees are technical people and are not recruited for managing projects or people. Even most of MBAs do not manage projects, operations or people for several years after starting their career. On one side, getting into a project manager's role is a matter of pride, as it gives ownership and authority. But on the other side, it throws many challenges, as expectations from this role are quite different than a team member or a team lead. Few people naturally possess skills that made them good managers. But for most of us, this promotion to manager is the starting of a new struggle. The rules of the games are different. It requires a new mindset, a different viewpoint, and a different approach to the work and problems. Today, we'll look into natural skills and tendencies of technical experts and managers and discuss how a technical person or a technical expert who has moved into managerial position can become an excellent manager. Though today's webinar is focused on new managers, but it would be useful to senior managers also, as all senior managers have new managers under them, and I hope they will find few points to guide their reports. Before we go over to today's presentation, let me explain how we will conduct this webinar for the benefit of first-time participants. All participants are muted and will remain muted. This is because time is limited and number of attendees is big. However, it does not stop you asking questions. Moreover, we'll look forward for your questions. You can ask questions at any time by using question panel. I will pause at one or two logical points in between and take the questions from question panel. Have reserved minimum 15 minutes, maybe it may be more, for the question answer at the end. So all the questions will be answered, and in case we run out of time, I will send the responses of all the questions in an email to all the participants. Let's go over to the presentation. So as I just said, that you may find very few companies, almost negligible, that who will recruit a person who will be who is planned to become a manager actually after some time. The people who will become project managers are come through the path come through the team member, and team members are normally technical people. So the person joined in a team as a technical expert, and all the recruitment, all the interviews happen on technical skills. Some communication and some other soft skills are, some aptitude tests are taken, but that to see that the person will be able to contribute as a technical person or not. And you grow and grow, become senior team members, become senior engineer or senior team members, whatever the team member is more like universal in that sense. Become team lead, project lead, something like that, and then one day your boss will be very happy with you, will decide to promote you to the project manager, and you will become project manager, very happy person. But very few people know that they have got a problem actually, and several issues, going to face different kind of things altogether. I say this promotion is an accident because most of the time there is no planning happened to take up this role. I will not say this is an accident if your manager or your boss or some senior person in your organization or your organization plan a 6 month of mentoring or coaching sessions for you to adopt the new type of expectations. Then it is a planned effort. But that doesn't happen in most of the time. Especially when you talk about software industry, very agile. Everybody wants to become a new person overnight. Some companies have a week or 2 weeks of graduation course, I will say, because they think that after taking this training program, the person is eligible to become project manager, and then he becomes project manager. And then he is promoted to project manager. Many companies have a prerequisite to go through these training programs. But project manager, there are 3 types of skills project manager normally require. One I call technical project management skills. So what is technical project management skills? The technical project management skills are like how to define a scope, how to schedule a project, how to track defects or improve the quality, how to manage the cost of the project, defining a charter, all these, filling various template forms, preparing documents, developing a plan. This is called a project management technical skills. The second type of skill is required leadership skills. Because a project manager is a leader, it also has to lead a group of people. He requires a lot of leadership skills. Now this is a little tough because gaining leadership skills could be little time consuming, and as I say always, that the habits are die hard and difficult, and it's not easy, or it's not a short term thing that you become a different person or you adopt different habits in some time, until unless you actively do that, or somebody coach, mentor, or take you through the program which runs on months. And then third type of skills are called business management skills. A project manager must understand that where the organization is heading, what are the goals of the organizations, and what are the strategy of the organizations, and how the projects are aligned. Organizations do not take any projects coming to their way. They take projects, only those projects which are fitting in their strategy. And if project manager is unaware of those strategies, normally is is difficult to align the project or getting the 100% success in the project. In this, we may not talk about on business management skills, we may not talk about leadership skills, but to gain these leadership skills, there are some basic things required, some habits which are there in a technical person. The person until they change to a new scenario, new views, new ideas, new mindset, or he look at the project very differently, a different viewpoint. He may not get those kind of leadership skills which are required. Even he goes through multiple leadership skills trainings. I will also talk about that just trainings are normally not useful. Now, why this happens? Why this path we have adopted? In a social environment, in an office, expect from a technical person to become a manager in some years. So after this you opted. So normally nowadays organization give options that you stay technical or you become project manager, but even you stay technical, at some point of time you have to lead a team. You have to own some managerial position because you become bigger and have a team under you, and then it becomes a management despite you are technical. So we reach to the second thing, that you stay technical but take some managerial positions or responsibilities. Or third things would happen, which is the worst case. And this thing is that you stay technical, but unknowingly when you have taken managerial position is nobody knows actually. But we start managing things, even we still are architect or some other people. Where still I have seen architect managing the whole projects. So they are techno, a new term which does not make much sense to me, but I think that is what is also going on in the industry. So these anomalies actually take this path, and some technical person unknowingly, knowingly become project manager, but it is more an accident. But management is very different than technical, and until unless person change his natural habits, natural tendencies, and put special efforts to change those habits or tendencies, he will struggle as a manager. Why it happens so? Let's look at this. What are the different things why we are saying that if a technical expert become manager, going to suffer or going to struggle, at least for some time, until unless he understands all these things knowingly or unknowingly. So maybe after this webinar you may be doing some knowingly. What is the technical expert's core competency? Is to solve technical problems. That requires investigation, getting into the details, get into the depth of the matter as much as possible, bring out the real issue and solve it. So what a technical expert is expected to go into the depth of the matter, whatever. So he's given something and he has to go into the depth of the matter. While the person becomes a manager, if going into the depth of the matter, will lose out on the scope. So manager has to look at the whole scope, everything in the project. And if there are 10 people project or 5 people project, it means all the job which these 5 people or 10 people or 20 people doing, the manager has to have an eye on everything. What is happening, and that's we say integrated approach, integration management, right? It is the center of all the things. Everything happening, it should be integrated. and that's the manager's responsibility. The second thing which is connected with the first one is the detail oriented. Has to get into the details, find out more and more, and create a structure which should be very detailed, depth, and can guide the technical people. Before a person becoming like manager, he is a senior technical person, right? So he has a technical orientation. He has to get into the details. Why the managers goes into detail only if required. If there is a problem, if there is something which is not getting resolved or is something which required attention, you get into that. Selective detailing. I've seen many managers, they start solving the problem which is actually solved supposed to be solved by a technical person because they were technical people. They say, okay, let me do that. And then they move into a fourth kind of things, which is the fourth topic in this. I will come on that. The third thing, which is a natural tendency, that a technical person, you will see that will sit on the computer or sit on the task or sit on the work and will stay there for hours, can stay there for hours. So you will see that if you are managers, you look at your team members, you will find two type of team members. One, the people who have a very high concentration. You give them work. If you give them work, until unless they will complete it, they will not go anywhere. They will sit there, complete the job, and then only come. The concentration is very high. I've seen a person, some technical problem was not getting resolved. He sit on that for 2 days, didn't do anything except this, and resolved it, and then only he took up the next thing. And he enjoyed this. That's enjoyment. That's a cherished achievement. Okay, this is resolved. So for such people, if you give 3 tasks, he will take the most challenging first. Even if it takes 10 days, the rest other 2 tasks take one day. But he will pick up the 10 days task first because it's more challenge. While you will also find some other people in your team. You will find some other people on the team who may not sit on their desk, on their work, on their computer, on their work for some time, for a long time. They often have to come out from the seat after 1 hour, 2 hours, talk to this person, talk to this person, go to the pantry, have a coffee, talk to this person, and have some chat, do some gossip, and come back. Maybe those people may be annoying you. Sometimes why the work is pending, but he is roaming around. He has a lot of time, right? But even if you ask him to sit there, he will not. His concentration level will drastically come down after some time, until unless he go around, refresh him, and come back. Basically, he is not a natural technical person, but the path is this only. Everybody joins the technical team. So this is the path. Maybe these are the people who will become better project managers tomorrow, because project managers' requirement is to deal with people, gel with people, understand people, let people around feel very comfortable with you. And that's what these people happen. If you have some event in your team, if you have some kind of other non-technical or other work need to be done, some things to be organized, some parties to be organized, you will see these people are very effective. They will participate with lot of enthusiasm. But when it comes to the technical, they will not sit for a long time. And as I said, the detail oriented, the fourth point comes when I ask a new managers that what is the biggest challenge in your life right now. They all feel overwhelmed with the activities or tasks they have on their things, because till that time they were having 1 or 2 tasks to do, maybe 3 tasks. and somebody else also prioritize them. Okay, do this first, do this second. Even if not prioritize, but prioritizing between 2-3 things shouldn't be a challenge. Sometimes they wrongly prioritize, but it's still things are workable. But when the same person become manager, he has to look at the entire scope. His task list increase like anything. Most of the people do not prioritize them. They go randomly on this and that. They do multitasking. They try to do 4 things at a time. That's not possible for anyone. More tasks you would like to do in parallel, less you effective. You need to learn that how this long list of tasks, how to prioritize, how to take the most important task first. What I do. So I have how to manage these several tasks which all of a sudden come in my bag. Because all the people working under me are now my portfolio. I have to look at this. If somebody is doing this, everybody is generating some work for me. Everybody is looking for some direction from me. Everybody is looking for that I'm tracking, or until unless some people are there, until unless you ask them the status, they will not tell you. Until unless you question them, they will not answer. Okay, so a lot of work get generated. Now come to the fifth thing. Now, till the time, what you are doing, you have to do the work. Now that life is changed, you have to get the work done, and they are totally different things altogether. Doing work is much easier than getting the work done. You will look into that. I've seen many project managers when I go and talk to them that what is the problem. I've seen they themselves sitting. Sometimes they are even doing the work which the team member has to do because this person is not able to do. And because this project manager knows that how it can be done, he goes there and start doing the job. And if he does that, what will happen to the several tasks already in his bag? They will wait and starve. So getting the work done is arranging resources for this person, what the problem is facing and what other resources can help this person to do the job, instead of you getting and replacing this person and doing the job. The whole project will get into the mess. The sixth thing is connected with it. Self-motivated and the motivated others. They are also very different skills. Self-motivation is my own thing. I can control it. But I can tell you, forget about new people. Even the senior most people may not be knowing how to motivate my next layer. How to keep people motivated in the team. I give you a simple example. I was just talking to one of the project managers. He was appearing little worrisome. And so just I asked him that, okay, you are running project for almost 6 months. It is the time for delivery. But looks like the project is not going so well. You looks little not so comfortable, right? You say, you know, Vivek, when you need attention from the people in the project, at that time people don't give you attention. And what happened? So he said he's actually project lead or the technical lead. When this person expect the technical lead, because it's a 6 month is a time of delivery, the things have not so good, he expects more time from the technical lead. The technical lead start looking at the clock. Oh, it's 7 o'clock, it's 8 o'clock, it's time to go home. It's already late. You say, I'm seeing that the work is pending, but he doesn't see that work is pending. He look at the clock and looking at how he can go to home. He doesn't own the deliverables. I simply ask him a simple question, that it is 6 months now. you were expecting more time from your technical lead in this project, more ownership, basically more ownership. The ownership is missing, and that's why he's looking at the clock. Basically, the motivation is missing. I asked a simple question that last 6 months, how did you take care of this person? He said, what do you mean? He says, simple. This person is, as you were stating to me, this person is very critical to you, right? Don't you think this person is also have some aspirations, also want to grow in the life, also want his salary to be increased? Maybe he want to do some certification, just to grow in the industry, in the position wherever he is. In last 6 months you were having, where you were having peaceful life, or you were doing things, the things get tougher now. Till that time there was no tough time as such. How did you take care of needs of this person? He was having no answer. He was absolutely silent. I say, for last 6 months you didn't take care of this person, and now you expect this person to take care of your things? How this is going to happen? And that is the difference between self-motivation and motivating the others. If you can't take care of the people, people can't take care of you. How can? It is a reciprocated world. You do for me and I do for you. And the similar to the 7th one, the celebrate my own achievements. While here we need to cherish the team success. People often ignore it. When I get success, it is success. When I get some achievement, it's an achievement. When my team members get an achievement, I just ignore it because it's not so significant for me. I understand, but it is very significant for that team members. If you celebrate, how good that person will feel. You just ignored because it's not important for me. It's a very small thing. Maybe a small thing. I'm project manager. For me, there are several such things, but for him, that's the only thing. And he gets success, it's important for him, but we don't give any importance. So that's these kind of differences in the role. But now the project manager, what this person will do, he has a habit of celebrating his own achievement. He has never worked with the team where he is taking care of some other person, and therefore if he continue with the same behavior, same style, going to struggle, going to face several issues. They are more softer than actually technical skills. So your 1 or 2 weeks of organizational graduation training programs normally focus on technical trainings. They will also give you some leadership trainings, but these points remain untouched. Let's look why the good managers are less in numbers. A person get educated, become a technical person, become a technical expert, and then move into the manager. The architect may not be a manager earlier, but all managers are normally technical. Our education is employment oriented. Okay. The colleges, universities are producing people on the topics, on the things on which the freshers are interviewed, or the things which are immediately usable at the work. That is expectation from a fresher. The whole education is totally on it because that create placement. And nowadays colleges are identified with the how much placement this college can do. Even the people take admission in those colleges where people will do where the college can do some placement, right? That's one of the criteria, important criteria to select a college. Now, nobody will give you manage the project because you don't have any experience, and that's a general perception. I don't agree this perception is fully right. It is partially right. There are people who are naturally have those skills which are good for a manager, and groom them as a manager only, they will be much more effective. But that there is no such thing in the industry right now. To gain this experience, the person has to be technical. So get an education of technical education, get into the team members role, maybe 5-year, depending upon the different industry, it takes different time altogether. Now what happens from here? If you are people oriented, if you do not have high concentration, if you are not so like technical stuff, you may not perform good as a technical person. Means you will perform, but not as good as a technical person can, or natural technical person can. What happens? This slows down the path to manager, because only excellent technical people can go to. If you are not so excellent in the technical things, the chances of pushing you for the project managers are less. Natural. Even I am in the position, I will do the same thing. Maybe you are in the same position, you will do the same thing. Natural. On the other side, if you are a technical oriented, you may not be a managerial person, because we just see the difference. The tendency, the natural habits are different. So you may not be a good manager person, but this enhances your path to manager. This is irony, this is an anomaly, but it is there, and we have to deal with this. Look at this situation. You become manager, you face a situation you have never faced in your life. What do? You know, 90% of the people will copy the action of their managers. They will just think, because they have no clue what to do. They will see that how their boss would have handled this, right? And do the same. That means if a manager set a good example, you take a good decision, and if your manager set a bad example, you take a bad decision. Right? What does it mean? That even if you dislike your boss, you will still become like him. Until unless you are very consciously knowing that this is something not good with my manager, I'm not going to do this. Now, if your manager is going to treat you badly, probably you treat your subordinates badly. I've seen an organization, a CEO said, my project manager do nothing except filling the Excel sheet. Very good. I asked some of the project managers, do you like filling Excel sheets? They said no. I asked the second person, do you like filling Excel sheets? No. I asked 10 people, nobody actually says yes. So I am not understanding. Your CEO does not want you to fill Excel sheet. You do not want fill Excel sheet. Then who is asking whom to fill these Excel sheets? But everybody is filling from top to the bottom. The middle person, you ask them, they want to fill this, they will also say no. These anomalies are there in the system. We have to deal with them. Can't do anything. So the questions come with these anomalies is there is no way to become a good project manager until unless you are naturally having those tendencies. There are ways if we understand the fundamental requirements of the good manager. As we just saw that right hand side, if we understand that these are the things which are required, basic things, they are basic things, they are basic. I'm not talking about leadership skills. I'm not talking about business management skills. I'm just talking about a foundation, a fundamental thing on which leadership skill can be built up. Let's go back to those things and see how we can transform a person from left right, from a technical to a managerial person. What the person has to do to become a good manager. How he can do the things on the right hand side and leave the things on the left hand side. Let me tell you, this is not a magic formula. There is no magic formula here. I tell you, listen and you become, or anyone can become. That, as I said, that habits are die hard. You have to work hard to make these changes. Anyone, even I have to do. Maybe I have learned in a very hard way. Most of us learn these things in a very hard way by beaten up several times. We can prevent that beaten up several times. What we need to do? Let's look at the first thing. There are various things in the project. The whole scope is quite big and the depth is there. Natural tendency is to look into the depth, going into the depths of the matter, trying to find what is there. But once you become, you need to move. We need to move from this place to this place, looking at the breath. Looking at the breath does not mean that you totally on the surface. That's why little darkness is, shadow is given, that you need to go little depth, but it is shallow. You need to see, watch on everything happening around. And this cannot happen unless we get this habit. Because this requires a lot of time. And therefore, unless we leave this habit, we cannot have this. We cannot reach there. We have to stop the temptation of getting into that, because that's a natural tendency. To stop this temptation and say, no, let the person does it. Let me schedule it how this person is going to take more time. Let me see if they take another 2 days or 3 days, how I can manage my projects. Something like that. That means getting away from looking into the depth of every matter. That's a temptation, because natural tendencies are temptation. We need to stop it. And then getting into the habits of having a bird eye view. Looking at an integrated approach. Okay. We have 10 knowledge areas now: time, scope, cost, resource, communication, risk, procurement, etc. The integration is in the middle. The integration means everything in the project should move in an integrated manner. Only then we can achieve the project objectives. And therefore we should have a bird's eye view that what is happening around, and that the cross-functional dependencies are met properly. They are understood, they are meant, they are taken care of, and only very selective in getting into the depth. Until unless I cannot do this, without me this thing will not happen, I go into the depth of this matter. Most of the time we get into the depth of where the problem is related to the management, not the technical. And that's what the selectively getting into the depth. Now the need-based detailing. When we do the detailing, when we get into the depth, when we find some bug, when we find some issues, especially management, even if the bug is related to the technical, give suggestions, do cross questionings, help the person to solve the problem, provide some senior person help, give some resources, give a helping hand, maybe a training, maybe some other person, some support, additional support from the colleague, some kind of support, but stay away from getting into the details until unless without that things are not going to move. The second thing which happens, because we don't have that kind of working, we seek details, and when we seek details, the other person feels threatening. Why threatening? He thinks that the project manager is questioning should happen the way the person should feel safe, and he feel that a help is coming to me. The gesture of the project manager will make it's a non-verbal communication. Okay, the word will not, you will say no, I want to help you. That word do not help. Okay, if gesture is questioning the capability, then other person will notice it. But if gesture of providing and help, even if you don't say that you are here to help, the person will get it. The way you question will open up everything. So don't say I'm telling that okay, I will provide help. Still the way of questioning is that you are actually not trusting the capability of the person. So what we need to do, why we get into the details? When we say this person may not be able to do it. So what is that? We are not trusting the capability of the person. It means we have put a less capable person there. If we know that we have put a less capable person, then we have to provide some support instead of getting into the details. What kind of support? If I already know in advance that I need to provide this person is not so capable, I have to provide some training or provide some additional help or put him under the guidance of some senior person. But I don't do this. But when it comes to question, I question, and this questioning capability come in my way I'm speaking. I'm talking to the person. And the question should be investigative to find the problems, not untrusting the capability. That we need to be very careful. This is a very softer aspect. And so by telling, the gesture will communicate, not what the words you tell. Now the third thing, the get along with people. As I said, few people have a natural tendency. They are good with people. Even if you ask them give some technical work, After 1 hour, 2 hours, they will leave their chair, have to go around, talk to some few people, do something else, and before they come back to the desk and do. If you push them to the desk, they will not be performing that great, and their concentration will go down drastically. But in the project manager role, that is the actual skills we need. The people around us, especially team members, not only team members but all other people around, should feel very comfortable with us. When they will feel comfortable with us, when we are keep talking to them and build some kind of informal relationship. How we can do this? I should make sure that I am going to limit my time in my cubicle or on my desk. I have to roam around after some interval. I have to go. I have to be among the people, within the people, somewhere roaming around. I should be easily approachable. There is no need for a person to all the way walk to my cubicle. Reserve some time to spend with team every day. So spend some time. Sit with team here and there. Try to talk to some of the people around. What is happening? Oh, you are doing this thing. You are facing this kind of problem. Is that get resolved? Some kind of bringing some kind of informality and some kind of casual talks. I don't mean casual talks means talk anything, but casually talking to the people and saying that, and become more informal, become more person-like them. Okay. And the third thing which I will say is meet each team member of your team on a regular basis. So in a week, depending upon the size of your team, project size, how many people are there on the project, you can decide that you're going to meet 1 person in a week, 2 person in a week, 3 person, maybe schedule in a half an hour talk or so. Don't talk about only work. Maybe focus on that you can, during this half an hour, you talk something other than the work. Maybe you can talk sometime over the work, but see that other than work can be discussed. Some hobbies can be understood. Some other things, some other doing outside, maybe that could be understood. Something achievement a team member might have done, and schedule it so that you don't miss it. The whole purpose is to build informal relationship. More we are along the people, within the people, better manager we become. We become more accessible. We get more inputs from our team members. More inputs we get from the team members, better we are. I tell you one thing, that most of the problems which have occurred in the projects are, in most of the cases, are either known to the people already, or they were having some idea about that such a thing, but nobody talk about it because they are not so open to the project manager. Because they fear, they say, I don't know what this person will going to talk, how is the person going to react. They don't know even that how the person is going to react. So with this, they stay actually quiet. That's not sufficient. That one more thing, which is one of the very important thing for a project manager, is to build a relate network. And network is just not with the team members, but all people around, your boss, your customer, your functional managers, all the support functions. Better what is the primary job of the project manager? To bring resources for the team members so that team can work. Team need resources to work. Project manager's job is to make those resources available. And where these resources are with boss, with customers, with functional managers, with support groups, with people outside. Not all resources are very limited resources you might have. And therefore, this informal relationship, this network will help to bring the resources, to the team, to make resources available easier, faster, much more. How this can be done? There are two ways of doing these things, building some relationship and doing some things. If something happening in the organization, you can volunteer for that. If something which is not related to any project, but organization needs some kind of improvement, organization have some kind of initiatives, participate. That employee advocacy group, participate in these groups. Even if those groups are not so effective, maybe you can say these groups do not work anything, there is no point in taking participate in that. Still, it is useful because you get connected to many other people who are participating in this group. So if there are 15 people in this employee advocacy group, you will see that you build an informal relationship with these 15 people at least. If no such thing, if your organization is small or organization is not taking up any such kind of thing, you start an improvement, you start an initiative and call people, invite people, bring people, spend some time on this, bring some improvement. It should be objective driven. Means if there is no objective, people will not come together, they still remain with their work. But if an objective is to achieve, it will motivate people to come into the hub, to solve a problem, to facilitate something. It will give a satisfaction of doing something and achievement. Now this is one of the this is one of the major issues, that a project manager has a long list which is never ending. Very simple tricks to manage this. First of all, they have to be listed. What is the task in hand have to be listed. Most of the project managers never write what they are supposed to do. It's all going into the head and changing around, scattered in various ways, and they keep switching from one to another task and become ineffective in all the tasks. So first of all, we should have a to-do list. We should have a list. And then we have to prioritize. Prioritize in such a way that the most important thing should come on the top. So this prioritization means prioritization required on the month-on-month basis, then week-on-week basis, then on a day basis. Every day I have to come in the morning and I have to see what is the most important thing I have to do today. And then putting this. This is a struggle. This is a struggle for all managers, not only for for new person, it is much more. So act on the most important thing first. That is the basis of the prioritization. And we should be beware of urgent. What we normally do, we prioritize the tasks which are most urgent, not most important. Because without that, we may not live. But most important means they are achievement oriented. Most urgent means other people have given us the task. We need to fulfill. So we have to beware of the urgent and continue focusing on the important. And this thing, new project managers are looking to do themselves instead of giving their work to someone. They're most uncomfortable in giving their work to somebody else. Giving their work to some of the team member is like taking out heart from the body and giving it to someone. The heart start beating. The other person will be able to do it or not. So there is an art of delegation. It's a delegate with the support, with the direction, with the capability. Now, what is the key to get work done? The key to get work done is that you feel that your team members are your dependent. like your family members. If family members are dependent on you, actually your team members are also dependent on you. If you feel that they are dependent, you get the work done then much better than if you feel otherwise. The first question anyone has to ask that why someone reports to me. Why my team member reports to me? We always go and interview people that how this person is going to contribute on the project. Will he be able to do it or not? But we never interview ourselves. Will we be able to give back something to this person? If that person has nothing to take away from this project, why that person should have an interest in this project? So this is the first question everybody has. And we should see that how me, myself, and the project can help team member to achieve his objective as well. It may be a grow, it may be an increase in salary, it may be an achievement, it may be an some other things which he is looking for. You facilitate that. If you can give something back to the team members, his interest will continue with there. We should remember that what's in it for me is what on everyone's head. Everyone, without any exception, including me or you or anybody else, everyone, when it comes to the project or go anywhere, first see what is there in it for me. If he finds there is nothing much, you can see his motivation level has gone down. Like the example I gave, he's looking at the clock because there is no motivation. He sees there is nothing for him to take away from this project. Everything only project manager wants. So simple thing, in the morning I came, evening I am going, the whole day I worked, that is for the project manager, and now I'm going because there is nothing for me, which keep that person holding into the office and taking the ownership of the deliverables. What's the key? You take care of them and they will take care of the work. Now, we have discussed many things that how various things motivate people. What are the things actually motivate? What's in it for me? That's it is not about me achieving something. It is about we all together achieving. Punishment never motivates anyone. That is, please note down this thing, put into your pocket. In case of any doubt, take out this paper, read it again. Punishment can only demotivate person. The idea of punishment is giving an opportunity to the person to improve on some mistake, on some issue, on some problem. It is not about, don't expect that by punishing a person get motivated and he will do a good job. No. The person can only improve on the mistakes. The best thing to motivate a person is to appreciate every simple and small achievement. The ratio between appreciation and punishment should be 10:1. In fact, unless you have appreciated a person 10 times, you do not have right to punish the person altogether. Even the rest to the poorest person is working in the team for some time, even for a few days, has something to get appreciated. We ignore it. We don't look at this. Appreciate, 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 appreciate. Count it 10 times. Take a graph or take it 10 times. I have appreciated. Now I have a right to punish this person. still he's not doing. What are the other things? Don't give work and get away. Not going to work. Team members require directions. They require help because they may not have all the resources. They may face challenges. They need help on removing those challenges, on meeting those challenges. They might have some obstacles, need to remove them. It is we who are going to remove them. They may not be able to remove. And the most important thing, again, I will say delegate. Every person who is junior than me feel appreciated when he does my job. When I give my work to him, I say, can you do this? He feel appreciated. He feel that he's getting better. And that's why I find him capable of doing some job which actually I'm doing. That job shouldn't be absolutely the job which I don't want to do because it is the third class job. Okay, nobody will take up, or even they take up, they say, okay, there is some problem in the project. I think I should get away from this project. Right? Don't ask your people to arrange meetings. That's not a delegation. Involve those people in your project planning. Involve those people in arranging resources. Call these people to contribute in your meetings, get to the call with the customers and other things. Those are the things which are actually motivate people. The same, we need to cherish the team success. It's not about my work done, it is the project work is done. So take up every small opportunity to cherish, and that's why you're going to leave your cubicle, going away, find out what small thing has happened today in this project where the whole team can stand up and clap at least, if nothing else can be done. You can create opportunities for cherishing. How you can do it? You can define milestones. Small milestone you define, which keep coming up after few days, and because those are achieved, you celebrate them. Create opportunities. And I tell you, this is what happens all the time. Don't wait for excellent results. Celebrate small success. Those small success together will create a great success. If you keep waiting for excellent success, excellent results, by the time the team will get demotivated, will never get those results. Okay, I've covered all the 7 things. Now the last thing I will tell you, this is the thing which I have learned some time back. So last week I was on holiday for whole week, 8 days, Sunday to Sunday, and that was the spiritual holidays. I went to a place disconnected out of mobile phone, internet, no mobile, no newspaper, no radio, no TV. It was totally disconnected world, and I took some knowledge from the Ved, that is called Vedic knowledge. Okay, I heard a lot about, took some gyan, took some knowledge, inherited some knowledge, and one thing I like, and I find relevance of that thing very much here, and that's why I bring this slide here. You know, I learned about this Gyan Karma Upasana. Okay, and that translate into English as this. The Gyan means the knowledge, the Karma means the work, and the Upasana is worship. Okay, so these are connected things. If I translate them into our office work or office environment or office or the social life in the office, I translate them like this. The knowledge is basically to know how. The work is actually your actions, your act, and worship is practicing. So through these webinars, through these training programs, you get lot of know-how, lot of knowledge. But that knowledge is useless. That knowledge is of no use until unless you act on it. If you act, only then that knowledge is useful, otherwise it is all useless. You have knowledge, but it is of no use at least. You take action, that knowledge come into action and start giving you results. But as you also understand well that acting one time will not, the first time you will not be good. Second time you may not be that good. But if you keep practicing like worshipping, doing again, you become master of that. And that's what I learned from that camp. There are many things, but this I found very relevant here. Say, take some gyan, convert that gyan into karma, like action, and then do some upasana, practice it, and the things will change. They will not change overnight, but if you keep practicing it, you will get better and better and better. Okay, and this is the time for question and answers. So let me see. I didn't stop in between. I thought, let me take up the question afterwards, because I saw there was some few questions only. So I say I will take up later. Okay, so let me take up this. Narayan Nayak. That's the question, and that question comes, what are the different ways to motivate team? I have seen that people mostly interested in getting good increment and other technical techniques. The technique does not help much. Let me know your views. I think we have discussed this. People see, the finance is one thing, but it is a very simple thing. Anybody can come to you, say, it's like giving discount on the ceiling. Anybody can do it. Nothing great. People will get motivated. As soon as he get a comparatively better price, he will get demotivated from you. So till how much time you will do it? No. So that's not a motivation factor in my opinion. It's more a greed actually, I will say. But because it is simple, it is easy to give, people often focus on it. But as I discussed many things here, people want a sense of achievement, and that comes from delegation, that comes from appreciations, that come by reaching out to the person, by letting him know that he is important here. If everybody want to felt important, if you give them that give them an understanding that they are important, they will stay here. If you give them the work which they always look for, or they think that they are growing, they will stay there. They will not go away. They will feel motivated. They will put more efforts. I have done it several times. I'm going to my next level, project manager or project leads, taking their work. And their work, I say, you leave these work and give to your team members. Those team members feel so good, they leave their own work and do this work first and feel an achievement. See, look at the volunteer. Look at the volunteers. I'm one of the volunteers. Look at the volunteers. What volunteers get? They get no finance. There's no money in volunteering. But still you find so many volunteers around. So many NGOs are there. So many volunteers are there. You do an event, so many people come together and do a job. without any money. They put so much effort day and night without any money because they get a sense of achievement. They can celebrate. They can go to somebody and tell them what the people have done. That is what the motivation all about. Okay, I hope I give some ideas on that. I love this presentation. Okay, thank you very much. That is Suresh Tamera and Orlando Munoz. To become manager, you have to be a technical person first. That's the way our industry is. Can't do anything. This presentation is meant for that purpose, that you are a technical person, but you're going to take up some managerial position now after some times. Let's start getting into that. Show previous slide. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know which previous slide you're talking about. Oscar D'Souza. Okay. So Oscar, please tell me which slide you want to see. I will show that. Sanjeev Kumar Agrawal. Okay. According to you, who is best paid, expert or manager in long run? Okay. Both, in my opinion, it's all about how do you perform. And I think payment is not everything at the end of the day. So if you look for only payment, chances that you doing a good job are less actually, because too much focus on the money will normally degrade the performance of the person. That's what my observation is. So I will say, if you focus on, I've seen two things. I have done this and I have suffered and I have gained in my life. Wherever I focused on money, I lost actually both the things, money as well as the work. But wherever I focused on money, and that's what I can say here. My experience is that if you focus on work, money actually flows automatically. And it doesn't matter actually you are an expert or a manager. You are technical or manager, it doesn't matter actually. How to manage teams who is having very bad attitude, but he is very important for the team. Means 90% of the work is done by him. Appreciate, appreciate, appreciate. You please apply this. Don't punish him. Appreciate him 10 times. Even every small thing, please appreciate. Take every opportunity to appreciate this person. Uma Shankar, right? Uma Shankar, take every opportunity to appreciate. You will see it will not change overnight. I will say nothing. People's behavior do not change overnight. You have to have patience. It takes some time. First time, second time, third time. Maybe even first month he will be just observing. Are you truly appreciating or you're just mimicking actually, or just pleasing him? First person will check when your behavior changes. First person will check, he's really truly doing this or he's just manipulating the scene. He's just appreciating me because he wants to get the job done. But if you persist with this, if you keep appreciating, keep celebrating, keep having the things, environment if changes, if environment is of fun, if the environment is very light, the person's bad attitude will automatically come down. It has to come. He will not put efforts, we have to put efforts. That person will never, don't expect any efforts from that, but that person behavior will change if we create a very positive environment of light environment, fun environment, environment of appreciation. Appreciation is a magic actually. If you apply 10:1 principle, appreciation versus punishment, I think you would never require punishment as such. That may work very well. I say may work because you never be 100% that how the person is and really work, but most of the cases it works. I haven't seen any case where it doesn't work actually, but I am still open that maybe for some people it may not work, but normally it works. Okay, Adarsh. Is Adarsh, hi. What will be the balancing strategy for a project manager who is in charge of technical processes as well? I have to go in depth as well as breadth, which is a little challenging. You are a techno-managerial person, technical project manager. This term I hate actually. Your boss or your senior management expect from you to do architect and project managers both the work. It's just impossible. It is like expecting a person to be childish and mature both. I'm just giving example. The architects are not childish and manager are not like mature person. Okay, I'm just giving two very different skills having expecting in one person. It is many people are looking for technical project manager. There are very few people who are so master in all the skills. You can be on this side or that side. What you can do at your end, find out people in your team who can do those jobs, and most of the technical work. If you want to become project manager, if you want to be interested in project manager, try to delegate your technical work to this person as much as possible. Maybe it will be a gradual coming out from the technical role, and you are building an architect, building a technical expert in your team. Maybe a person who has eligibility but has not given the opportunity. You delegate your technical work to him and give only need based. First you start with less risky work, then you go with the more risky work, and by the time I think you will start trusting this person. And normally people delegate to those people only people who are trustworthy actually. And I will say the only thing which you need is a positive attitude. Technical skill people can learn. So I think you delegate your work, start delegating work to your technical people. Your manager may expect you to do the things. What he is expecting, you have to take care of the project. So if the project is going well, he may not have any objection. If the project may not be is going good, then he find out problem all around actually. So the only thing which you need to take care that when we are delegating, you are giving proper support. You are not spending too much time, but you are giving proper support, need-based help till the time person become matured and person become capable of taking risky technical stuff also. Okay, now the next is Abhijit Bhattacharya. And is there a way to judge myself whether I should go for technical architect or project manager? I give you one idea that in your team members, you see that who is the person who mix with people better, and who is the person who is sitting in front of computer, in front of his work and stay there for a long time. Concentrate there. If you are a person who concentrate and take technical challenges and sit there unless it is not going to be solved, then you are more a architect oriented person. But if you are the person who cannot sit on your seat for 1 hour, more than 2 hours, and you have to go out for a coffee or something, or for talking to someone before recharge you every 1 hour, 2 hours, then I think you are more a managerial stuff. You're more a project manager. This is a broader guideline, I will say. But let me tell you, even if you become architect, after some time you have to manage a team of technical people. You become some senior, you become an AGM, you become a GM. What is GM? GM is general manager. You become chief architect, you have a team of architects. Now getting the job done from the chief architect, from the architects by the chief architect is same as project manager taking job from the. Ultimately everybody even stays in the tech role, become manager at some point of time, automatically. As soon as you have a report, you become a manager actually. You have partial manager. You have some role of project managers coming to you. If there is no report, you become architect. I hope I give some understanding on that. Mohammed Sharebi, okay. Does giving directions lead to micromanagement? No, micromanagement means you are giving too much directions. Direction, that is not called direction. Then you are telling everything the person what to do. Direction means he will decide that the activities he will decide, you will tell what the outcome you are expecting. Direction means some broader outline, some broader guideline, and the expectation that what you expect from him to do. Maybe you can go in details, but don't tell him that what he's supposed to do. You find out what you're supposed to do, but this is the broader guidelines. This is the things which I expect. Maybe after a 1 month job, I say after 1 week I expect this, after 1 week, after 2 weeks I expect this, after 3 weeks I expect this. So you do not deal with this person on a day-to-day basis. Allow him to find out his own way. Even if it goes wrong, you give an opportunity to goes wrong and come back and you correct it like that. So often micromanagement happens when the person start doing something wrong and we don't give him opportunity to go into the wrong direction. We want to prevent the time, and we want time wastage, and we say it's a time waste, let me help him. He will never learn. So that becomes micromanagement. We will stop him going into the wrong direction. You allow him to go to the wrong direction. Let him come to you, and then you telling him the way that, okay, no, you did it this, don't go this way, why not do it this way? Means most of the time you provide help when they ask you, then it's not a micromanagement. Brijesh Agrawal, okay, how to manage a team when lead team are not directly reporting and how to motivate them. Okay, appreciate and appreciate. See, I tell you, authority is something which nobody can give. Even if they give, if you have not taken, it is not taken. Okay, so authority is something like, it's always taken. So if you start appreciating, driving the things, then you become in charge automatically without any. So is a leader without a hat or something, like without a title, a leader without a title. Now it's not, no, these things are not so easy, but start appreciating. I think start appreciating the work of the people. At least even take every small opportunity to start appreciating. Provide some guidelines so that which will help. Provide some help. So two, three things. Do some positive work. Appreciate. Provide some help. Bring some resources to them. If that thing happen, I will tell you, whenever they face problem, where they will go? They will come to you only. Then who is in charge? You are in charge. It takes time and it requires a lot of effort. But that's the hard way actually, but that's the way to go. Scar D'Souza, thank you Vivek. Okay, just the previous one. Okay. The previous one is this one, right? You can see this. Okay, and how much value add MBA degree which have to a manager will have to a manager? Okay, ab hai. I don't know really. I have a lot of questions on the MBA degree, and especially nowadays there are a lot of competition actually which is normally learned during the MBAs, and those competitions are not a healthy sign. I didn't discuss anywhere in this presentation you have to be competitive. You need not to be competitive, and which is one of the major thing in MBA which is taught. You have to find your own objective and go with that instead of competing with other people. MBA, there are a lot of things are happening. Yes, there are a lot of study happen which is useful, but most of the things which are happening in MBA is I will say, managerial technical work, like how to define a scope, how to fill a template, how to create a financial statement, how the system works. So these knowledge are useful. These knowledge that how the whole system, how the finance work, how the organizations are working, what type of organizations are. But during this time, they also get lot of preoccupied views that what works, what doesn't work. And then they keep applying the same thing here. which the critical thinking actually goes away up to certain extent. Not all the time, but up to certain. So I will say definitely MBA degree helps because it gives you a lot of knowledge about the system, how organization works, what type of organizations are, how the finance work, how the various things are. So they are helpful definitely, but on the softer aspect, it's more doing and learning than actually learning in MBAs. And most of the stuff here is basically in a softer aspect actually. Shailendra, okay, what is the time right now? It is 9:32. I think it is time to go, but let me see how many, if there are 1 or 2 questions, I will take up, otherwise, oh, there are many questions. Oh my God. So I will go for 2-3 more points, and I will at 9:35, I will close it. Okay. Just give me a couple of more minutes. Let me try if I can give some, where is that MBA stuff? Okay. So just a feedback, very good presentation, nicely done and had valuable message. Thank you very much, Shailendra. Okay, well, okay, sometimes, well, then who get more respect? The person who will appreciate get more respect. This is without any doubt. Even at your home, you appreciate your child, you will get more respect. Anywhere, if you appreciate anyone, he will give you respect back. That's what it is, the earning. Sometimes replacing a team member will affect the entire team spirit. Okay, how can I compromise? If the team member is not useful, you have to take him out, Mohammed, and because it is good for him, it's good for you. If people is not able to give some contribution in the team, neither good for him nor good for you. So you have to take him out. Now, the more is, most of the stuff in this world is not what is happening, but how you are presenting it, how the way you are doing it. I can give you example, but I don't have time for that. Maybe I will see that if I can give you a answer, something in writing actually. Leadership skills, business management skills, and one is the technical skills, right? What is first one? First one is technical skills. Project management technical is like how to define a scope, how to schedule, how to fill, how to prepare a project charter. These are project management technical skills. Yeah, manager, I understand, and this is irony here. Few people look for that. I think you give a miss to those people. Okay, Vivek, it is fantastic presentation. I like your presentation. I learned a lot. Thanks, Rajesh Kumar Sinha. Okay, I'm going to close this now. I'm running out of time, but be assured, in next week you will get the answer of all the remaining questions in an email.